Most people completely misunderstand what it really takes to start a company in a country like Ecuador. And the truth is, one small mistake at the beginning can quietly turn into weeks of delays, rejected documents, and a process that feels far more complicated than it should be. If you're planning to register an LLC in Ecuador, there's something extremely important you need to know first. This is not just about filling out a few forms and getting a certificate. It's about understanding how the system works from the inside. And this is exactly where most people get stuck. Let me show you what this actually looks like. Imagine Michael. He's an entrepreneur from the US who wants to expand into Latin America. He sees Ecuador as a growing market, with opportunities in agriculture, tourism, and digital services. It feels like a smart move. So he decides to register a company there. Simple, right? That's what he thought too. But within a few weeks, Michael finds himself confused. He's dealing with legal documents in Spanish, unfamiliar requirements, multiple government agencies, and steps that don't always move as quickly as expected. And this is where things get interesting. What Michael didn't realize is that registering a company in Ecuador isn't just about paperwork. It's about following a very specific sequence of legal and administrative steps, and if you get even one of them wrong, everything slows down. So in this guide, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to register an LLC in Ecuador step by step. But more importantly, I'll show you how to do it correctly, avoid common mistakes, and actually get your business running. Let's start with the foundation. First, what exactly is an LLC in Ecuador? In Ecuador, the equivalent of an LLC is called a Compañía de Responsabilidad Limitada. And this is where the first misunderstanding happens. Because while it's similar to an LLC in other countries, the structure and requirements are different in important ways. And this small detail makes a huge difference. Let's go back to Michael. He assumed he could register his company quickly, like in some online jurisdictions. But what happens next changes everything. He learns that Ecuador requires multiple steps, including legal documentation, approvals, and registration with several institutions. So the first step in registering an LLC in Ecuador is not filling out an online form. It's defining your company structure correctly. An LLC in Ecuador requires at least 2 partners and has a maximum limit. This is important. Because unlike some countries where a single-member LLC is allowed, Ecuador traditionally requires more than 1 shareholder. Now imagine Sarah. She wants to start a small export business in Ecuador, but she plans to do it alone. This is where things can go very wrong. Because if she doesn't structure her company properly, her application may not be accepted. But here's the insight. You may need to include an additional partner, even if it's a minority stakeholder. And this small detail can determine whether your process moves forward smoothly. Now, once you understand your structure, the next step is choosing your company name. This might seem simple, but in Ecuador, it's more regulated than many people expect. Your company name must be unique and approved by the superintendents of companies. David submitted a name he liked. Rejected. Then another. Also rejected. Not because they were bad names, but because they were too similar to existing companies. But here's the smarter approach. Always prepare several name options and verify availability in advance. Because without an approved name, nothing else moves forward. Now once your name is approved, we move into the next stage. And this is where things start to feel serious. You need to draft your company's incorporation documents. This includes the company bylaws. And this is where things can get complicated. Daniel tried to handle this himself. He used a template he found online. But this is where it gets dangerous. His document didn't meet Ecuador's legal requirements. And what happens next changes everything. He had to redo everything. So the key insight here is simple. This is not a step you want to rush. Working with a legal professional who understands Ecuadorian law can save you time and prevent costly mistakes. Now let's move to the next stage. Notarization. In Ecuador, your incorporation documents must be notarized. And this is mandatory. Jessica didn't expect this. She thought everything could be done digitally. But her application couldn't proceed without notarization. And this is where many foreign entrepreneurs face challenges. Because notarization often requires physical presence or a legal representative. But here's the smarter way to handle this. You can appoint someone locally through a power of attorney. And this small detail makes the process much smoother. Now, once your documents are notarized, you move to the next step. Company registration. This involves submitting your company to the mercantile registry. And this is where your company becomes legally recognized. But here's the problem. The process takes time. Unlike instant online systems, Ecuador's registration involves review and approval. Emily reached this stage, thinking she was almost done. But then she encountered delays due to missing information. And this is where things can go very wrong. Because even a small mistake can slow everything down. So the key takeaway here is preparation. Make sure your documents are complete and accurate before submission. Now, let's talk about something that surprises many people. Tax registration taya. Once your company is registered, you must obtain a tax identification number, known as Ryukitoi. And this is where your business becomes operational. But here's where it gets interesting. You must register with the tax authority and sometimes complete additional steps. Michael didn't realize this. He thought registration was enough. But what happens next changes everything. He couldn't legally invoice clients. So the key insight is simple. Registration is only part of the process. Tax registration is essential. Now let's move to another critical step. Opening a corporate bank account. This is where many entrepreneurs face unexpected challenges. Banks in Ecuador require proper documentation, including your registration documents, or a C, and identification. David struggled here. He had his company registered, but faced delays opening an account. And without a bank account, running a business becomes difficult. But here's the smarter approach. Prepare your documents in advance, and work with banks experienced in handling foreign-owned businesses. And this small detail can make a big difference. Now let's talk about licensing. Depending on your business activity, you may need additional permits. For example, businesses in food, tourism, or imports often require specific approvals. And this is where things can get complicated. Zara reached this stage and thought she was finished. But then she discovered she needed additional permits. And what happens next changes everything. Her timeline extended. So the key takeaway here is simple. Always check licensing requirements early. Now, let's talk about compliance. Because this is where long-term success is determined. In Ecuador, companies must maintain accounting records, file tax returns, and comply with labor laws. Daniel ignored this part. He thought once his company was registered, he was done. But a few months later, he faced penalties. And this is where it gets dangerous. Because compliance is ongoing, not a one-time task. Now let's step back for a moment. If you followed everything so far, you might notice something important. Registering an LLC in Ecuador is not about speed. It's about sequence. Every step must be completed correctly before the next one begins. But here's the empowering part. Once you understand the process, it becomes manageable. You're no longer guessing. You're making informed decisions. Let's walk through the journey again, but this time with clarity. You start by defining your business structure and partners. You choose and reserve your company name. You prepare your incorporation documents carefully. You notarize your documents. You register your company with the mercantile registry. You obtain your tax identification number. You open a corporate bank account. You secure any necessary licenses. And you maintain compliance over time. Simple. When you understand it. But here's one last thing most people don't think about. Language and local processes. In Ecuador, most procedures are conducted in Spanish. And this can create confusion for foreign entrepreneurs. But when you work with local experts or prepare properly, this challenge becomes manageable. Michael eventually completed his setup after understanding the system. Sarah built her business step by step. David learned from delays. And all of them realized the same thing. This is not about shortcuts. It's about understanding the process. Now, if you're thinking about registering an LLC in Ecuador, here's the most important takeaway. Take your time. Understand each step. Because every detail matters. And when done correctly, Ecuador offers real opportunities in a growing market. But when done carelessly, that's when problems begin. So now you know what most people don't. You understand the process, the challenges, and the strategy behind it. And that puts you ahead of the majority of people exploring this path. If you found this guide helpful and want more videos that break down complex global opportunities like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because the more you understand how these systems work, the more confident and capable your decisions become.